Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning into the North Main Minute. I'm Joshua Doby. A question we get with some regularity here at North Main Financial has to do with whether there is a good investment to be made in gold, in silver, or other hard metals. Now, got to give you a big caveat first. What I'm going to offer up here is neither a recommendation to buy, to sell, or to hold any of these instruments. So very, very important that you hear from me first on that. But we get the question with some regularity, and I understand why. When it comes to gold or hard metals, there are some things that you want to keep in mind. If you look at it through the years, there are times when in certain frames that can be a means of balancing against or are non-correlated against other kinds of financial or investment instruments. What that means is that sometimes gold or silver or hard metals moves in opposite directions, by the way, both positively and negatively, from other kinds of investments. That's important to keep in mind, and that can be a reason or not to take a look at it. So you definitely want to take a look there. Second big thing that you want to keep in mind when it comes to metals or to gold, silver, platinum, and the like is that if you buy the asset directly, if you actually buy the metal, or if you buy them in bars, in coins, or similar kinds of holdings, they're very illiquid. And I mean it from this standpoint. You can't take gold coins to the supermarket or to the gas station to pay for gas or pay for groceries. We just don't have the kind of economic system that can do that anymore. So you want to make sure that if you actually own the hard asset itself, that you're aware that it's illiquid and it takes a little while to get back into the space of liquidity, meaning turning it into US dollars or other kind of currency that can be used in any of a number of different venues. So make sure you keep that in mind as well. Third big item when it comes to gold and to assets, there are a lot of different ways to own those kinds of things. You can own the hard metal, you can own gold funds, you can own silver exchange traded funds. Those are funds that trade like stocks on the stock market. You can own mining companies that perhaps mine in gold or mine in silver, mine in platinum. That's a little bit of a more distant relationship to the metal itself, but obviously you have some exposure there in terms of how the metal prices move. In all of those ways, though, be reminded, just like anything else, that prices appreciate and depreciate over certain periods of time. And there's no guarantee, I put that in the proverbial air quotes here, so there's no guarantee that it's going to go one direction or another. You just want to be mindful of that, because different than owning a fund or perhaps a publicly traded stock where you can buy and sell very quickly, gold, unless you own it in a fund or you own a mining company which happens to be traded publicly, it can be much more of a process to go through it. So from a planning standpoint, I talked about the liquidity concerns that you want to keep in mind, but from a planning standpoint as well, because there is some lag time in how you can move it, how much concentration or lack of concentration would be wise for your portfolio. As I mentioned at the front end, everybody's different. This is not a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold, but just some important things to keep in mind when you're thinking about those kinds of things and whether it would be a good asset to have or a good diversification play inside of your portfolio. If you'd like to reach out to us at North Main Financial Group, perhaps take a look. Does it make sense to think about that kind of thing inside of your portfolio? Perhaps you already own some gold, silver, platinum, or other hard metals. Should you sell? Should you buy? Should you hold? What are the kinds of things that may make sense with your specific plan? We'd love to hear from you. NorthMainFinancial.com.